So it has been 4 years since we started working on WIOA, Workforce Innovations, Workforce Innovations and Opportunities Act. It's been 4 years. 4 years ago, I recorded a video and I said, WIOA is coming. I was telling you our transition year was coming. Then we were going to have performance measures. And I said, the best thing you can do at this point is empower your students to make new decisions. 4 years of empowering students to make 4 new decisions. We have been working at this WIOA thing with the population of students that I serve the most, which are some of the most hard to serve students are the ESL population, or the immigrant population, documented and undocumented, all right? And I also work with students who have not graduated from high school, adult students who have not graduated from high school. And then we have even more populations of students that are somewhat difficult to serve. Let me tell you, it's been tough. I cannot tell a lie. It's been tough. But it's still rewarding. We're doing the work. We're trying to make it happen. We've got our career programs coordinated in a different way than we have before. We're working more closely with our American Job Centers of California. We still have a long way to go. We are working more closely with our community college and partnering with them, but we still have a long way to go. And one thing that has been a challenge, just because our systems are so different, it's been tough. But we are still working on it. We are still giving it our best. We are still trying to put it out there and get it done. In 2014, when I recorded my first video about WIOA, I said, I told you to empower your students. We've been empowering our students. We've told them about college and career and tried to connect all the dots for them. But when it comes right down to it, we've got a couple population students with our immigrant population. We've got our skilled immigrants, which was a population of students we weren't necessarily expecting. Okay, but we've got our skilled immigrants. They are doctors and lawyers and engineers in their country. They have already done the way they feel like been there, done that. WIOA, I'm not going to another college class. It's kind of how they feel. So they're here as trying to learn the language so that they can get back into a professional job. But until then, they're working non-professional jobs. But even in just trying to transition the work they're doing that they did in their home country to here, some of them just don't want to go through the process of getting those certification, not certification, they're okay with the certification, but if they've got to redo their degree, they're just not going to do it. They don't want to take a bunch of college classes. They don't want to go to community college except to take 1 or 2 courses. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because community college wants you to come there, complete a certificate program, and then go on to complete an AA program. Our skilled immigrant adults, not interested. What are we going to do? They would rather give me a certificate and get me back to work, but don't give me to work in a low-skilled job. I want to work in a high-skilled job, and they are about it when it comes to learning that English so that they can get back into that place. They're working it. Biggest problem I see with that particular population is they just don't understand workplace culture here. And so that makes it difficult for them to understand the process is different. The process and how you move up ladders in the United States is different than it was in the country from which they came. So if we can get them convinced that there's a different way of going about moving up the ladder, we can get them to work. Then we've got our low-skilled adults who low-skilled immigrant adults, and their challenge is language and workplace skills, but they're good workers. Okay, so if they've got documented right to work papers, they're very good workers. They'll be on time. You won't be able to communicate with them, but they're good workers. And then we've got our population of students who are here. They're immigrants and they are undocumented. Getting them to go to the community college is a big challenge because of they don't qualify for the $43 or the $48 a unit rate. Documented immigrants will qualify for that rate after they have spent a year of full-time education at adult school, working on certain subjects, not just any subjects. They have to be working, for example, if they work in the high school diploma, even though they have a high school diploma, then they'll qualify for the resident rate at the community college. Are undocumented, they'll never qualify for the resident rate. But we have had undocumented students go through the process and pay the non-resident rate. And actually, from students who were with us from years ago who were undocumented, they've gone on. Some of them, a few of them, have gone on to be working on their bachelor's at a non-resident rate at a state four-year university here in California. Hoping one day they'll be able to be documented and have the right to work papers so that they can work above ground, above table. They're working at it. They're trying to get it done. So that is what is going on with us at this point with WIOA. Moving forward, we are we're starting our 2018-19 academic year, and it kind of ushers in, even from a workforce development standpoint, it ushers in new priority populations. Whereas before, for the first 4 years, that ESL population, because they're so big, that was a priority population where WIOA is concerned. WIOA is still concerned about them from a literacy standpoint, but our focus for who we're supposed to be serving the most with the WIOA dollars, and who we're supposed to be coordinating programs for the most when it comes to career education programs, is the formerly incarcerated, or sometimes we call them reentry, or it is the Prison to Employment Initiative you may heard of. And then there's the out of school youth or young adults, which is the 18 to 24-year-olds. Those are populations we're supposed to focus on because they are the most difficult to find. If we can find them, we can serve them, but getting our hands on them is challenging. But really, what it comes down to, that 18 to 24-year-old, they really want to work the gig economy. They don't want to work a 40-hour work week. I'm at the age of my life where I don't want to work a 40-hour work week either. So I completely understand. So I don't know. The workforce system may have to change a bit to accommodate if they want to attract that work pool talent that we're supposed to be focusing on. The other priority population for as we move forward into the 2018-19 fiscal year and academic year is the adults with disabilities. So there are three primary target populations that still have low employment rates, and so they are our target populations for the next couple of years. So as we move forward, let's just go on out there and do the best we can to make it work. It has been tough, and if you're like me, you're tired, but I'm still ready to go. We're gonna get this going, and we're going to focus on this population. All right. I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope it's been encouraging for anyone who is working with this population of students and in this end of the workforce development process. Working with those American Job Centers, we're learning to work together. So, hey, if this is something that rings a bell with you, it rings true for you, it makes sense to you, go ahead and shoot me a comment right down below. Let's talk about it. All right. I hope you have a fabulous day. This is Michelle Walker Wade, and I am here just to talk about your work, your wealth, and your health. All right. Have a great one. It's almost over. It was sounding too good. I couldn't stop it. There you go.